Evaluations of the Barter System by Taylor Hubbard. So, for some reason whatsoever, there's an argument going around about the merits of our current monetary system. Some people say, you know what, American paper money like this, it's worthless. We'd be better off going back to just a barter system. Well, in order to debate this claim, aim to either approve or disapprove, have to first try to know why they're saying it. So, what I came up with for why they might be saying it, fiat money, as it is, has no tangible basis in reality. It has no physical object it's literally tied to. So, in some ways, it's kind of worthless. And that leaves it subject to like inflation and deflation a lot easier than, at least debatably a lot easier than, say, bartering, or even a commodity-based system like the gold standard. And so, they'd say, we are better off going back to a barter system. Now, here are my thoughts on this. I disagree strongly with this idea. I will concede, though, that in and of itself, American money is worthless. But money doesn't have to be tied to something that's completely worthless. I mean, it has to be, and only in the minds of a society does it really have to be tied to something. It can function as an abstract concept. It provides a base comparison point and purchase point for all economic goods in society. Basically what we can evaluate the worth of certain things, because we collectively agree upon it. And this worthless money, quote unquote, has become the basis of our modern economic system. And even getting rid of this in practicality would probably never happen, and it shouldn't. Barter system is extremely ineffective, so why would we want to? Well, how does the barter system work? Well, when the owner of something wants another thing, and the owner of the other thing wants the first thing, they trade them. So that's how the barter system works. Just to demonstrate, over here, I have Mr. Kitty. Mr. Kitty has a snowman. I don't know if you can see that with my resolution on the camera. So he's got this little snowman. But then you've got Mr. Woof Woof over here, and he has hand sanitizer. So these two individuals, Mr. Woof Woof wants the little snowman, and Mr. Kitty wants the hand sanitizer. They could simply trade them. That's the basis of the barter system. And this does not actually seem like a bad idea at first. However, it severely limits the economic possibilities in an economy for selling and buying goods and services. So, let's go back to the example I made. So, okay, let's reconsider this situation. Mr. Kitty still has his snowman, and Mr. Woof Woof still has his hand sanitizer. And Mr. Woof Woof, he wants the snowman, but Mr. Kitty does not want hand sanitizer. So when he goes to trade, it's like, no, I don't want to trade. And same thing. What if Mr. Kitty wants hand sanitizer, Mr. Woof Woof doesn't want a snowman? Can't trade. Doesn't work. So that purchase and trade would never have been possible. However, with the money system, new factor comes into play. So we got Mr. Woof Woof here, and he might be wondering how he got the hand sanitizer, apart from, well, it's something I own. I'm demonstrating, he has the hand sanitizer, but like the labor to make hand sanitizer, actually. And here is Mr. Pirate Dog. He owns a hand sanitizer company. So Mr. Woof Woof gives his labor, and he gets hand sanitizer that he can then sell. Then Mr. Pirate Dog gives him money for his labor. But then Mr. Woof Woof comes back to see Mr. Kitty over here with his hand sanitizer, but then they can trade because even if Mr. Kitty doesn't want hand sanitizer, he's getting money. So he doesn't have to spend it on hand sanitizer. He can spend it on anything he wants. And that really opens up a whole door of economic possibilities that otherwise, if they'd just been trying to trade items directly, would have never been possible. So, and that in itself is kind of the primary problem with the barter system. It has to depend on a double coincidence of wants. That's what sort of disrupts the whole thing. Right? It really hurts society, because if we switch to this barter system, society would feel a very severe pinch, to put it lightly, because we'd have to make sure that all trades have to be for the exact item that people want, as opposed to a money that can just be spent on whatever someone individually wants without having to worry about what other people want. So, in conclusion, some people believe that abandoning the fiat currency system of the United States would be a good idea. And they also suggest going to a barter system, as opposed to what I'd think be a more reasonable compromise, such as commodity money. I'm not saying that commodity money is better or worse, but I'm saying it would be a much more reasonable route to go than the barter system. And the idea of the barter system depends on a coincidence of double wants. This requirement in the barter system puts an undue burden on the economy that could have been easily avoided. And this is primarily because, well, money doesn't exactly need a concrete value as long as society agrees on its worth. So, if we all agree that money is worth something, and like the banks and everyone, they agree that money is worth something, they can spend it enough for that thing, for other things. So, barter system is not a good idea. And that's about all I have to say right now.